Alright, we're here at the Dutch Nationals with Bart Ladru, who got top 4. Yes, what did you play?
I played Swordsoul Tenyi.
Nice.
And should we get right into the profile?
Yes, let's go. Any shoutouts?
I'll do those at the end.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, so for the list, I played 3 Ecclesia. Obviously, it's crazy. I don't know why some people were. I saw some list playing 2. It's an extender into boards. It's just really, really good.
Yeah.
There's just no way you're not. And it gets you either this or this, right? It's just way too good.
Yeah, it's too good. For sure.
Okay, and then, so 2 Taya, which is fine. I've seen some of this play 1, but the second one came up, and also it feels safe with desires, and it just. I didn't mind having the second one in, to be honest, so it's pretty alright.
Alright.
3 Langon, of course, and 3 Emergence to search it all. So
Yep.
yeah, that's all, I think, pretty standard.
Yeah,
In general, it's Swordsoul, so it'll be pretty standard regardless. Okay, then we've got for the Tenyis, we've got triple Ashna, triple Fishuda, and triple Arhara, and triple Vessel.
How were these ratios for you?
I think this is fine. It gives you more ways to play and just get to your Chishao and get the ball rolling, basically. And some people might play only 2 Adhara, something like that. And some people play Heavenly Circle over Vessel. But I mean, Vessel really gives you quite some, like, it makes your good hands quite strong, and it allows you, like, it makes your Tenyis a bit better. I feel like Heavenly Circle plays better into boards. This is better going first, I'd say, but you do side this out, going second, some of it, sometimes all of them, and you also sometimes cut in your Tenyi pieces.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is fine. I feel especially the second, the Adhara is also good when it's game 2 and 3 and you're potentially playing against Token Collector. Often then you're leading with, especially if you're playing against deck which you feel like they're playing Token Collector, then you can lead with the Langon, and then you can still normal summon this, and then you can make the Yazi pop the Token Collector and then still just play. And in general, playing more Tenyis allows you to play through Token Collector more as well, since you just start with 2 Tenyis and then you just go and make Chishao without summoning a token. So it's also good in that sense. So I feel like playing more was good.
Alright.
So yeah, I feel like this was totally fine.
Alright, good.
Then 1 Blackout, of course.
Yeah, staple.
Staple. Side it out, go seconds, and yeah, but still good cards. And then 2 Desires, obviously crazy cards, really, really good. Hand Traps, 3 Ash, which is really good against Despia and just in general against the Enchantress, anything. It's just very strong against Branded Fusion, of course. I didn't face any Branded, but that's besides the point. And then 3 Infinite Impermanence, just solid. And then also good, like hitting Moi and everything. 3 Veiler, which is also just quite good, I feel like. And it's also level 1 to do the same thing as with the level 1 Tenyi, to play through Token Collector as well. And yeah, just good all around. And 1 Kalpai, which is very, very strong. Going first, going second. I banished the site with this and in top 8, so good cards. And then 2 Forbidden Chalice, which were in there to beat Token Collector as well. And in general, it's just good cards going second to break boards, and it's just pretty flexible. And going first, like against Swordsoul, you can just set it, and it's also good. And it's just so I liked it. Like for example, Calvin de Haan's list of the last YCS in Hartford, he played 3 Chalice, no Veilers, which you could consider, but Veiler was really good for me today though, so I'm still a bit doubtful as to how to go about it, to be honest. I feel like Veiler overperformed for me over Chalice today, but I only saw Token Collector like twice, so and I didn't see this then, so I feel like the theory's there and it's good, but I didn't get to see it in practice, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. So
yeah, it's just a negate, so it'll work out.
Yeah, so that's 41 cards, not 40, but which I'm generally not a fan of, but it's fine.
I think this deck can play 41 just fine, yeah.
Okay, and for extra deck, pretty standard, I feel like. I mean, it's Swordsoul, so yeah, you just play the things everyone plays for the most parts. So then one Baron, one of the long ones, Synchro, good cards. This one also comes up clutch quite sometimes. Two of these, two. This is really strong card. I love this card. Like this is it breaks boards. It makes you can summon things back. It's so good. I really like this card. And then this thing's fine. And then the Yazi and Chaofeng. Pretty cool. Like you can use it to in some, if you have a pretty good hand against Despia, you can make this and then also have a Baron, and then you can pop it and search Ash. Pretty cool. And yeah, and like against right trolls, it's really good.
Yeah, for sure.
And then for Lynx, triple Monk, one Shaman, and one Lina.
How's Lina for you?
Lina is the 15 slots, and it came up like 2-3 times today, so it's not too bad actually. And like it's mainly so you can summon it, and then like when you nip your opponent, you can summon it, and then crash it into their nip token, and then you can search Ecclesia, and Ecclesia gets you the engine, and it's just pretty good. So like this could also be the Dragite at Emancipator, but I never had a moment this tournament where I needed it, and I summoned this twice, so I feel like this came up more for me. So like especially with Despia on the decline, like against Despia, you could argue that you'd like to have another spell and trap negate, but I feel like I didn't face any Despia. Also, I think in top cuts there was only one Despia, so I think that and you're probably siding Nip a lot more often, so I'd say that this is more relevant.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And otherwise, just a standard Tenyi package, 3 Monk and 1
Yeah,
Shaman.
like you need 3 Monk. I don't know, like I tried it for a little bit because I wanted to fit Token Collector in extra deck with 2 Monk, but it's just, there's no way it can work out. Like you need 3 Monk, it's just too essential.
It's fair enough. Alright, side deck.
Side deck. So I played Nibiru's, mainly against Swordsoul, but it also just covers combo. And then Gamma's Driver. I'm always quite a fan of these cards. I know they're not too common in Swordsoul now. I feel like it's just such a generic card. You can side against anything going second, and it's always quite strong. I feel like playing this also helped my Flunder matchup quite a lot. I played against 3 Flunders and I won all 3 of them. And in general, like it also covers Swordsoul really well. Like hitting Moi is just very strong, and against Despia you could also side it in, and it just sure you played a driver for it, and I drew driver like I think at least 4 or 5 times, but that's besides the point. I feel like when I resolved Gamma, it was always so impactful, and that's why it's generic, works against everything, and it's super impactful. So I like it. You could also play other things. Like for example, Dark Ruler is better against the Brave Punk deck, which is a really strong deck. I was also considering playing, so I feel like you could do Dark Ruler. It loses a bit harder to anti-spell, but I mean anti-spell is not the strongest card against this deck. I mean it still hurts, but at the same time anti-spell is everywhere. So Gamma was good. I think it's worth considering to play this.
Did you ever miss the 3rd Nibiru?
I mean, I felt like I wanted some more hand traps, so I feel like that's why I played 5 extra in this side. But I feel like I couldn't fit more because I also needed to play Backrow and they're going first cards. Yeah. So. I mean, if you play Dark Ruler, for example, you could easily play 3-3 or something like that. But then you lose some coverage against certain important matchups, I feel like. But yeah, still wasn't bad.
Yeah, fair enough.
Then for Backrow 8, not that much, but I saw that Hartford was at Weiss's Hartford, mine was everywhere, and at first I was very spooked and I wanted to main a Feather Duster, but a friend of mine who also got top 8 at this event. He was like, no, I'm not gonna respect the mine and just play my deck. And in general, I feel like, especially with Swordsoul, people might think you play Heavenly Dragon Circle to like at least clear your field to outmine. And so I feel like you might be able to get away with it, and I just sort of risked it because I didn't feel like maining a card like this. I just didn't feel like it was worth it now, especially with all the Punk Brave getting in the meta. It's just nothing. So I didn't want to play it, and I didn't get mine today. So I guess it worked out, but it was pretty risky, I guess. But I feel like it was a risk worth taking. And 2 twins and a reboot, so only 4 Backrow cards. Was fine, to be honest. I didn't face that much Backrow. Reboot's nice, also like in the Swordsoul mirror, negate D-barrier, stuff like that. And twins really good against Thunder and everything. So yeah, I liked it.
Alright.
And then last cards, 2 D-barrier, 3 anti-spell.
How did these perform?
Anti-spell was insane. When I went first, after siding, I almost always drew anti-spell, which is pretty lucky. I can see that, but I mean, you can draw into it with Moi, with Langyan Synchro. So, but at the same time, still, it's really, really strong, and it just helps you close out games. Like, for example, Dark Ruler is quite strong against some of your boards, and this just shuts it off, and at the same time it also shuts off like a crucial part of your opponent's deck. And I think that there's no other card like Anti-Spell that does it that well against so many matchups. So I liked Anti-Spell. If anything, this might have been MVP for me today.
Nice.
And D-Barrier is fine, because I feel like you can't side it in against Brave Punk. So, but in the mirror it's like really good. So, and against Despia, it's pretty scary because they can break your board pretty easily with Super Poly if they still play that and all those sorts of things. So then having the extra card that you can draw into that just blanks them is quite important in that matchup. So I feel like especially for that it's needed. And against Swordsoul is also good. So it's just alright, but against I feel like in my side this is the card I got to utilize the least, but still it wasn't bad. It was alright.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Alright, nice. So very nice, great performance.
Thank you.
So, any shoutouts?
So first of all, shoutouts to my team, Proton Card Gaming. So two of my team members from Proton Card Gaming, one in Sweden, I think, and one in Australia, they won their nets with Swordsoul, and I sort of took their list as a baseline to start building. And I also looked at top lists of YCS Hartford, but in general, I feel like they provided me with quite a solid base in that sense, and they also sort of convinced me to play this to some extent because they were doing so well with it. And besides that, shoutouts to my friends from Team Hoodcake, who I traveled here with to the nationals and who always support me, and who I bought, I don't own any Swordsoul cards, so I borrowed all the Swordsoul cards from Gabriel. And also, of course, shoutouts to Danilo, who he got top 8 at this event playing Tritron. And I always test with him, and I feel like it's really cool to see him top as well, since I mean I feel like he deserves it. And yeah, so I'm quite happy with that as well, and I'm also quite happy with my results, trophy and everything. So in general, I think I had fun, and yeah, I'm quite happy with my performance.
Yeah. Oh, very nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
And yeah, that's it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.